the reporting, we have our Talius Reports down here, which is really the main reason we wanted to do the video, was to show you all the options. Now, it can be quite overwhelming, the options of all the reports that we can present and show. We break them down to subcategories, so general reports, so escalated calls per user, summary, shift analysis, devices, messages, and so forth, response wait times, per hour, per zone, per call. Because we have the data here, we can actually provide a report on anything that you need, and we can generate a report. What we'll often do is actually create reports that are then automatically emailed to the, so you don't have to actually individually go in there. But we'll just go and do a few reports to give you an example. So if you want to do escalated calls per user, so it gives you an example of that report. And we're going to show you so you can do it per site or per wing or per ward, so whatever you like. And we'll just do from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. So just to today's report. So we'll run a report of that. So you'll see here, for example, escalations user. So this will normally bring up your icon of yourself, your logo. And we can see we've got Heath Northcote, 19 calls, no escalations, and average response time 3 hours 21. Booper and some various sites. So we've got 121 calls. We've had only 8 escalates, so we've only had an escalation of 6.61 with an average response time of 9 minutes and 31. So if you want to do a weekly user performance report, so this will be for the last week. So we've got certain sites, response times, how many calls were taken. So this was the slowest attendance, so the slowest care on site was registered nurse number 2. So this is often where it can be quite useful to have the names. And then we've got the fastest attendant. So the fastest one was registered nurse 10 at Heritage with a 2 minutes and 21 response, and they did 61 calls. So it's really impressive. And this would be the worst for an example here. I think you're starting to get a bit of an idea, but we could do a report call log detail. This could be quite a large report. So this is 26 pages, but it does give you an example of a nurse call alert. So the call was queued for 1 second. Response time was 2 minutes and 4 seconds, and 2 minutes and 5 seconds total white. So user has signed the call at this time, did a repeat call. 10 seconds later, the call user was assigned to the nurse, then a repeat call. User call completed. So it gives you the actual process of all the log events. We've got some off-bed alerts. So when it was attached, sent to the user RN1 who accepted the call within 1 second, off-bed, and then the call was completed. So they took 3 minutes and 43 seconds to respond to that call. There's some extra ones in there. One of the other ones you can do here is room reports. So if you actually wanted to go the calls per room, so if I took out all the rooms, so if you wanted to do some analysis or someone rang up and was asking, so if I said we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and view a report. So we can see room 101 has had 14 calls, an average completion time of 2 minutes. The accepted times have been instantaneous because it's a blast type. I won't go into the detail, but we've got 2 minutes, 125. There's been no calls on room 4, 1 minute 17. So that can be quite helpful. So if someone's saying we're taking a long time to respond, we can just pull a report immediately. This can just go on and on. Like to be honest, like I've found it incredibly powerful, but it can be a little bit overwhelming. So that's why we often will sit with our client to understand what types of alerts they'd like to look at. Sometimes when you're looking at these reports, so call grouping or no grouping, it can give you all the calls with no grouping, what types with the average response times, who they were and when it was done. And yet again, this is another 6-page report. I think there's another cool ones here with charts, and analysis and so forth, which can be quite useful. So it gives you a bit of a visualization. So we'll just have a look at this one, for example. It's not quite effective as we hope, but all units. So off-bed alerts, we're taking this long: bed activity alerts, nurse call alerts, toilet alerts, shower alerts. So that can be an example of actually breaking down the call types. We have the technical team that can work through, and basically we ask what reports you're looking for, and then we'll identify you the reports that are required, and then we can then actually shortlist them down to a preferred criteria.